Hey everybody, now we're going into my strange stories from Colombia, and this is about a road trip I took with some people, and I'm going to tell you what happened. Okay, so I lived with some people part-time, and then just while I was traveling, and base camp for me, and then I left there, and they always said, they nice little neighborhood, and they would always tell me, hey, they think they have a ghost, right? Now, this is not a ghost story. Ghosts don't get arrested. So, anyway, it's a nice neighborhood, lots of little friends around there, they have a great community, and this is outside of Medellin, Colombia. So, anyway, I stayed with them for a little bit, and then I took off, but I always wondered, do they have a ghost? I always felt a little weird there, and some of my stuff was kind of messed with, or, I can tell when somebody gets in one of my bags or something, and usually. So, anyway, I get back, and I hang out with them for a couple of days, and they say, hey, how's it going, Darren? We've been wondering about you. They've been getting, things, all the neighbors, somebody's been eating their food, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, wow, I wonder what's going on, in the back of my head, and I'm thinking my stuff was messed with. Anyway, and they were afraid to leave their house alone, but we wanted to do a bike trip together, and they were going to drop me off somewhere. We were going to do a couple days together. They have one of those big buses, and like a motor coach bus. And that'd be a lot of fun in Colombia. So, yeah, I wanted to go for it. Anyway, they spent a little bit trying to sort it out. Who's going to stay at the house and protect it? They had to find somebody bomb-proof for that. So they found someone to watch the house, and we took off. Now, what happened to these people at the house is another story, but we're going to take off, and we'll go on our trip and have a couple days. So we get up in the mountains, and we stop at some cool places. We went hiking, and then did a bunch of stuff. Then we got to the girl that was with us. She is real worried about the house, so she's doing stuff, and then she checks her credit card. Had a notification that somebody was using her credit card, right? And anyway, they're like, well, I didn't lose my credit card. I have my credit card with me. It's been in the bus, and all that. And, she leaves her stuff in the bus, which I'm surprised in Colombia. But they have, it's bomb-proof locked and everything. And so we take off, and they're sorting it out. Well, we get to a certain campground, and we go hiking and do our thing hiking. And the woman's ultra paranoid. So she calls back to the house, and they say, listen, nothing's going on here. It's been really quiet. So anyway, the next day they drop me off. I'm going to do a trip toward the border of Ecuador, and they drop me off in this place, and I take off, and I didn't talk to him for a long time, and then so just recently she told me, after I left, check this out. After I left them, they were pulled out. See if I can remember this right. Pulled out at a pull-out or a camp spot, getting ready to camp, because I'm trying to translate Spanish. And she said they're sitting there, and all of a sudden the door of the bus just pops open, and this guy goes running out of the bus. And they're like, they're just dumbfounded. A guy out of the bus. Okay, story is, now the guy took off into the woods, right? And they didn't chase him or anything. They shut it and they left. They're like, what the hell? That guy was in the bus with us the whole trip.